To security and risk consultant Olivier Gutta. He's joining me from London right now. And Olivier, I guess that's as good a place as any to start, where we just left off with Evan, who unfortunately witnessed what happened in Brussels today. But what is the new normal in Brussels and in Western European capitals in light of what we've seen now in Paris and in Brussels?
Look, we're on a war footing at this point in many capitals of the world. What's happening in Brussels, in a way, is linked to Paris in a fashion that the terrorists that attacked Paris, including Abdeslam, was most likely preparing another imminent attack on Brussels. And probably it was also the case that the attack had been moved up because he was arrested 4 days ago.
And what does it say? I mean, this is one of those moments where, you know, you're incredibly sympathetic to what the law enforcement has to deal with, what they're working with, the challenges they face, but also, frankly, sometimes looking at the shortcomings of what they haven't been able to do, with the failure of intelligence. And anytime an attack is actually successful, there is an aspect of that. What do you make of that? Do you feel that authorities are doing what they need to be doing to thwart these kinds of attacks?
Look, they've been overwhelmed. I mean, since September of last year, when al-Adnani, the spokesman and the head of foreign operations for Islamic State, called on Western Europeans to stay at home and attack the homeland, security services have been overwhelmed with the different threats. I think you're making a good point that, unfortunately, if they knew about an imminent attack, like it was divulged on Saturday after Abdeslam was arrested, why didn't they raise the terror alert to level 4, which is the highest, since they put the country, the city in lockdown in December? It would have made sense at that point to have done it over the weekend and secure the transport system.
And Olivier, what would the
practical...
Sorry to interrupt, but I want to pick up on that. It's a good point. I mean, what would the practical effect of that have been if they had raised the terror alert? Is that symbolic, or are there consequences that would have flown from that?
No, they would have had more leeway to get more information, and also probably one of the things is, if they were to secure the transport system, it would make it much more difficult for the terrorists to go at it. That doesn't mean that they wouldn't have tried exactly what they did in Paris, to go after cafe, restaurants, concert halls, but at least the transport system needed to be beefed up. And until today, the train system is not up to par in Brussels, unfortunately.
Olivier Gutta, it's good to have your expertise. Thank you for joining us from London. We appreciate it very much.
My pleasure.
We're going to take a break right here. Our coverage of the Brussels attacks continues in a moment, and we'll hear from former Secretary of State, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton just ahead.